Not in town. Not here.
Teleport. Where's my teleport? Skills. Guys. Reanimate. Oh, let's get reanimate. Okay, it's got everything we need. Let people put balls away.
Pokemon! Not here.
Good afternoon.
Stealth anymore. Of course.
Nuclear launch detected. Nuclear launch detected.
And I'll pick the rhyme so that cannot be frozen.
I've heard.
2, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. 8. 4. 5, 6. Okay, we are going to transform. gas stops. This is under 120. You look at the guides, recipes to turn unique items into charms. For level 20s and below, we're gonna need 2. So, each transmute, got shaft stop. Same thing over here. 1, 2, 1, 2. What's that? Spirit Forge, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Spirit Forge. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We want it's got the chance to cast amplified damage plus the deadly strike with the 2 socket. It's one of the best items. 2 of those. And all of these. Skina, 1, 2, 2. Shaft spots, 2 Spirit Forge, which take over one of these, take 2 of these, use one of this. We're gonna need a few more with the load box.
Welcome.
Copy 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Two copies. 2 rip crackers. That one we're gonna need 3. It's level requirement of over 120, between 120 and 180. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3. Transmute. Right from here. Is that the original name? Did you notice? That's everything I need for now. Let's go check something out real quick. 1, 2, 3. Basically all we need. Three. What else will go? 3, 4. Oh no. Okay.
Not in town. Not here.
Yeah, there's the. Yeah.
Not here. I haven't mentioned, you can teleport inside.
Hello.
Now, the only thing about the Professor Oak secret lab is you can't teleport within through the walls. So you're only gonna have to go through the control.
I am overburdened.
Fire burn charm. It's decent. Use. Go fucking nuts. Okay. nice. Oh, it's material. It gives me cleansing aura at level 280.
또 나길래 그럼요. 피규어. 피규어.
No. Oh, hello. Didn't see everyone joined. I just showed you how I go and die. So, just gonna relog on. I was trying out the higher end dungeons so that everyone can see what it's like. So right
Not
now,
here.
from my last stream, I went and grabbed a few more items so that we can progress and you don't have to sit there and watch me farm all day. So just to show you a bit of what I got going on here. Don't need that. Let me just get myself organized here. Don't need Manalds anymore. Okay. So, the dungeon that I was just in, and the reason I died is because of this. If you look at it, it gives minus 992 to my lightning res, and then I got hit by lightning by somebody. So, first of all, I think I forgot to mention in this mod you can teleport in towns, which is
How
great.
may I be of help?
So from the last stream, my Pokédex is now filled up to 1,000. My figure box is now 1,000 as well. I could only get this because I kind of cheated on this drop mod. You can kind of share characters, so I went ahead and grabbed basically a fully maxed character, and I grabbed the figure box and the Pokédex and put it on this character again, so you don't have to sit there and watch me farm all day. So this is kind of the stats that it gives you. Now, some of it would be skipped over, like Valkyries people skip because it raises the required level way too high. But because we do that, it gives us 1 to battle orders, 1 to teleport, 1 to dodge, defense based on character level and as max damage. So a lot of stuff that helps. And this is why I was able to farm at the higher dungeon just now a little bit, even with a very underleveled character. I'm only level 233 right now. So, this is kind of what you want to work towards and get yourself the elemental conviction gems, as we mentioned. So I'm using physical damage for the kicks to go in, get that life leech and the mana leech as well, and apply the amplified damage because otherwise none of that will be working. And also the lightning analyze Annie for the Claws of Thunder and the Phoenix Strikes. Got myself a regular Annie and this unique charm, which doesn't work because, again, I'm under leveled right now. I went ahead and created the unique charms that I mentioned. So I think Kit Town's here, so as promised, I'll show you how that is done. So throughout your farming, you're going to pick up useful items that to turn into charms for your use. So for example, the sword guard. Not that I really need it right now, but the defense against melee and defense against missiles really helps, and the 30% of damage going to mana. So in order to turn these into, oh, I already have it, into charms. Thanks for coming, Kid Town.
Approach and let's trade.
So in order to turn into charms, again, this is like a maxed out, basically edited. It's not exactly edited, but they have their ways to create this kind of thing. It only works in the drop mod, not in the basic mod, so you can't share items in the basic mods. But to turn it, oh, I don't have any money right now because it just died. Let's go and sell something. You know what? I want to show you something with that later. Let's sell teleport because we don't need teleport anymore. I'll give us enough money. Okay. So these extraction items, Drognan sells other extraction items different from Heats in Act 1. So the item that we were just looking at, Sword Guard. It's got a level requirement of 144. So you go to the guide tab and recipes, you look at unique charms. You can see between level 120, sorry, under level 180, you need 3 of each, the Duriel, Cow King, and the Izol items, which I just grabbed here. So you can do these 2 at a time. So this is a little bit tedious. There's 2, there's 2, there's 2, 1. We're missing 1 Israel wing. I think that had 1 here, no? I gotta buy 1 more. So once you have the required materials, 3 of each, the horns, the milk, and the wings, you can turn any, not any, it's got caveats, so any sort of game breaking if you look at it. Any items with +2 class or all skills, maximum damage based on character level, any enemy resistance, those kind of options cannot be turned. So if you try to transmute it and it doesn't turn into a charm, is one of the items that he's blocked. This one is good to go. So it all fits, transmute, and it turns into a charm. And if you have this in your inventory, now we get all those options, which helps for survivability. While I was just farming the secret lab, got this. This is another one of the items. There's a few items like this. Like, again, this mod has a lot of content. When I'm at level 280, just having this in my inventory will give me a cleansing aura. So frees you from cure and plague, any sources, removes the debuffs like the amplify or lower resist on your character much earlier. Not only that, if you stack these with items that are dropped by Duriel, there's also Bale sets as well. So I grabbed those to show you. This one is already fully max enchanted, and it gave you basically the best kind of mods, options that you can get. So this is obviously pretty much not what you're gonna get in real life, but this is kind of the ideal one. You can turn these Duriel, and there's Bale items as well, small charms, and you can turn them into items. Now these, although they're sets, so Bale set has the feet, the gloves, the boots, the helm, and the belt here with the armor. So if I have all of them on at the same time, it'll give me set bonuses, obviously, plus all these options. And these can be turned into rune words as well. So this is kind of like the super end game items that you can get. But I'm not going to be doing that. So get rid of those. We don't need the lures anymore. I think I mentioned snowflakes when you go and farm terrorized zones, like the event items. This is kind of what I was referring to. This mod has so much that, you know, I can't show you everything, but once you collect enough of those snowflakes, again, there's always stuff to kind of farm and get. There's a way to turn them into these little boxes. So you can see one gives you a pet card and 1-up and 1 million potion. So what that means, if you transmute one by itself with the quantity, it gives you a little pet card. That's a theme song from Card Captors, if you're familiar with the anime. So if you collect 100 of these, you can farm these on terrorized zones with the super uniques. They give you a pet that you can summon, which gives you a specific aura. Every one of them is going to have a different one. So for example, I think Diablo, if you go to terrorized hell zones and kill Diablo enough times that you can drop 100 of these, turn it into a pet card, Diablo is going to give you, I think, fire damage aura, which buffs up your fire damage by like ridiculous amounts. I think Mephisto gives you the lightning damage. So that's another content that you can get into. These elixirs, this is dropped by Hell Bale. This is dropped by Hell Diablo. It does exactly what it says. So if I drink one of them, it gives me 100 million experience points. So I'm at level 233 right now. If I drink this and go kill a monster, I'm at level 240 now. So skip 7 levels with the one mob. Same thing with the 1-up. If I drink it, 240, kill a monster, I've leveled up once. So in the earlier stages, as you're farming Hell Bale and Hell Diablo, you can level up a little bit quicker to get to where you need to be. But they have other uses as well. So the 1-up potion that I mentioned from Hell Diablo. If you go to the new level guide, there's a hidden boss room. So as you can see, it's a little stronger than Uber Tristram, like the torch runs that we do in vanilla. You need 2 wings, 2 milk, and 2 horns.
Good day.
And in the earlier stages, you have to go to the corresponding boss or mini boss to farm these. But once you can start going into the secret lab, they'll start dropping these like crazy. So at first it seems like, oh my god, I gotta farm like 100 times to get a couple of these, but it gets a bit easier as you go. So you need these materials. You need to be in Act 5. If you open them up, gives you the secret boss.
Good afternoon.
Just because as soon as I enter, there's going to be a crap ton of mobs. I'm going to prepare pots, battle orders, all my buffs, set up my 1, 2, 1, 2. Perfect. Take once. So the secret room has, these are all veils. Sorry if you're wondering about your audio. And all these bosses here, I'm obviously crushing them because I got that 1000 stack Pokédex and figure box, but watch how the mana drops. So it's, when you're not fully scaled, it gets a little bit tougher. And there's items that only drop from here, like these speed potions are specific, so I'll show you what those are probably. Couple rings, that Grand Charm's gonna be heat. Survival potion, I can show you. Endurial, and they drop like normal items. All the bales, all these are going to be fake bones that they summon. The real ones are really hidden, so it's hard to see. So the creator really likes to make it hard to see, kind of like that. And good thing about this room is that any Duriel, so that's a Duriel there, they will 100% guarantee drop runes. So because we're on drop mod, they're going to be dropping higher runes. In reality, they drop like Ral runes and, you know, Orb runes, but they do have a high chance of dropping high runes like this. So, in my experience, every time I've opened up one of these in like the basic mod, I've always gotten at least kind of one high rune, like 28 and above kind of. It's a good place to farm high runes to start making rune runes. If you come here with the energy shield sorceress, you die immediately because Bale just crushes your mana. So just watch out for that if you're going to play sorceress. Here's another content that's a higher level. Oh, God rune. Pick some of them up. And while they do have a higher chance to drop high runes, obviously the drop mod, so that's why basically every one of their drops are high runes right now. But that's how you can go to the secret level to farm runes. We're starting speeds and Aldring. And yeah, so these buff potions that they drop inside, these have uses for something. So this is gonna increase my vitality and mana for 100%. So look at my health right now. If I drink it, it's only for 5 minutes. So it goes up, like the base amount goes up by 100%. So with the battle orders, it gave me another like 3,000. And attack speed, cast speed, move speed. So my move speed here, drink it. I think I'm maxed out move speed, so it won't affect it. But those are buff potions that you can use, especially for going to the higher dungeons. So going back to, actually no, we can just do this here. Going back to the secret, Professor Oak's secret lab. This is going to be the main endgame dungeon that you want to kind of farm in. Oh, might end fanatic. I might die. 2. So all the items I've been picking up and mentioning to you, they come in handy with survivability. Tor Stopper that we just got. Plus, as soon as I hit them once, you can see that they'll probably attack me very, very slow, like that. And that's thanks to the Kelpie Snare. The Wiskina, I think, gives me slow target by 75%. So if I hit them a few times, and it takes effect, their attack speed slows down dramatically. So it's one of the ways that melee characters can survive. Every single one of these mobs basically have a chance to drop within like a boss drop table. Like, so imagine every one of them are Hell Bale kills, and that's why. So there's a high rune, a number 48 King rune. I can show you what that does. Just one moment. Let me kill him so I don't die. And unique grand charms that drop from here on out are going to be Thunder Charms with a ridiculous amount of penalty to your resistance. So there's ways to mitigate that, but first you want to look for 230 is the max. That's what you're aiming for ultimately. Oh, this is kick damage. We'll hold on to that for now. So King Rune, it lowers the requirement level by 10. So while that doesn't seem like much, if you find like a godly item and you drop like all these King Runes into it, you can make a level 1 character start using that godly item right away. So that's why that rune is pretty helpful. And from here on, the dungeons, you can't teleport through walls, and that's why you see me not being able to go through here. So I'm pressing on teleport right now. Can't go through. That's just to make it so that you can't skip through everything. So there's where the difficulty is. So even if I'm pretty like maxed out, one of the items I didn't show you is this glove. So I'm using Infinity to go through a little faster. You can see the stats are obviously made into like the perfect one. So negative 55 to enemy lightning resistance with basically everything that you can think of. The reason why I don't die one shot to all these guys, even though I'm under leveled, is if you look at kind of right above the magic find chance. So 30% better chance to find magic items, right above it. Damage reduced by 400. That flat damage reduction is what you want to survive in these higher tier dungeons. So from here on out, basically it's a matter about enhancing your items so that you can get those options that you really need. The Shaco and old one, maybe? Yeah. So here's the original Shaco. Plus 2 to all skills. It's white as well. So all of the old skills, sorry, all old items are white. And increasing max life by 40%. I do want this physical damage reduced by 10% option on your newer Shaco, so I'm going to hold on to that. This is the item I told you about with a 75% slowing target. And it gives you health as well, which is what you need to survive. So ultimately, your goal as you farm later is to get those random boxes that enhances your items. So we'll go back here for a sec. Get these random boxes that enhance your items. And start enhancing them. 2, 3, 4. And watch the all skills. I might get +3. Nope, so missed that. But as you do that, you start getting, you have a chance to get that damage reduced by whatever option. So pressing H, if you go to the armor sections, starting from your 10th upgrade, you have a chance to roll 50 to 100 damage reduction by 25%, and so on and so forth. And that's why you want to max those out and get as much as you can so you take less damage. Over here, I'm going to try and skip these guys a little bit and get to the summit, because that's where the fun is a little bit. I actually don't know if I can kill the summit right now. Even with these items and mods, I don't know if I can kill summit, we'll see. Slowing that down and keeping the stacks up. Over here, you can't go through walls, but these little cages, he's made so you can go through. That's how you're able to go. And you know what? I'm going to pick up that unique tool. Here's the exit. Over on the 4th floor is where people farm for the most part. It's kind of easier, there's a bigger space and a higher mob density. You've only got these F2 mercenaries and sorceresses coming at you, so if you have decent resistance and the damage reduction, then it's pretty easy to survive out here. That's the poison, I don't need that. Even on basic mod, these guys will basically always drop at least one item. Again, because they're dropping from like a boss drop table. They just won't be, like, every one of them won't be like a unique item like I'm getting now. Oh, let's move on to the next one. Oh, and on the 4th floor, you're hit with blood mana, so sorceresses can't farm on this level. They can, but most of them depend on energy shield, so. Let's see. Small charms can drop here, large charms, well, torches can drop here as well. That's the poison enemy. These small charms that drop, they can be that Uriel or Baal hearts I mentioned, so they can be turned into rune words. Holy rune. Any of the quote-unquote high runes on the YupGoolg mod, they all have these drop sounds. They'll drop the random boxes for upgrading and stuff. So basically, that's why this dungeon is going to be one of the best ones to farm, because it basically drops most of the items that you're looking for. Oh, Monarch. Storm Shield is it's a good PK item in vanilla, but it's a great item to have in this mod because of its 35% reduction to physical damage reduced. You do want the flat damage reduction and the percent damage reduction. That's why the figures box gives you 20% damage reduction as well. It's indestructible, so most characters will be using this as a shield, but obviously with the assassins we got the weapon block, so go. Hey, we got another viewer. Welcome to the channel. Obviously very new, just trying out a new D2R mod. Not a new one, but a different one that most people are not accustomed to. I find it pretty fun. And we're playing on a special version of drop mod, that's why all these items that are dropping is like rares and uniques. But other than that, it's basically got the same functionality. I don't have Enigma on, but I can teleport. Same as most of the mods that gives you that ability. Let's find the next level and start going. So on the 5th floor, you got Barbarians and Amazons. So it hurts over here if they have Might or Fanaticism. But you gotta be a little careful. See what this Grand Charm is. Magic Resist Thunder. Don't need that. I'm on players difficulty 1, by the way, even with all these like Infinity and Fakos and whoop, and one hit brings me down to like half health. But once you get to this stage and like the basic mod as well, especially, like you do have a sense of accomplishment and it's pretty fun. Like it's actual farming, right? All of these guys are dropping boss tables, so you don't have to go like Baal runs and farm Baal all the time. There's special, I mean I'm skipping through because there's so many uniques that are dropping, but these rings or amulets, there's no amulet here, but have a chance to be something really special. Plus 6 to fast skills and stuff as well. Let's drop that.
I can't carry anymore.
Is that correct? Did that always have a unique? Or is this a new one? So, did you try starting our character yet? Oh, I think I heard yes, 19. Oh, well, we don't really need it anymore because we kind of cheated. Even if you do get 1,000 stacks, you do want to keep farming for reasons I'll show you in a bit. I do want to go through this one run. So yeah. So this is the summit where you usually beat the 3 guardians here. Gotta be super careful because I'll probably die. These guys super. Whoa! Okay. No, no. So I can't do any damage to them because you need a bit more thunder. So skip out here. I think those guys. Let me see. Guide, new level, Professor of Secret Lab, and the Summit Guardians have 452 elemental. So you need 300 or above to sunder them. And right now, my sunder is none. Right, because I wasn't using the Thunder Charm that I picked up. Where'd I put it? Over here. So yeah. Oh, that's the new unique ring in this YupGoolg mod. Gives you all sorts of 2 to all skills, all sorts of. I think it can roll up to 5 all skills or something like that. I probably got gypped, but super helpful with all those things. So I'll probably use that when I hit 250.
증오의 열쇠.
Don't need fire. We don't need poison. Let's use king. 3 pets. Poison. Fire. And there's a -5 to enemy physical resistance. There's a physical version of a rainbow facet as well. Don't need coal. Fire. 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 Not a single lightning.
이스트론. 말론.
Okay. So, Thunder Charm. And once you're able, if you use the Thunder Charm, if I go to the summit, I think with my 21 conviction aura and whatnot, their immunity will be broken, so we can start doing damage to them and start farming them. They will drop specific items that you can use to mitigate those penalties. So if I go here
Ask and learn.
and yes, these ones. So these are called Twilight and Crimson gems. I got a whole bunch of them with the load box, our trusty cheat load box here. It should be good enough for you to see. Okay, so I forget which one the Twilight gem does, so pay attention to the -13 to lightning skill damage, because that can roll from -10 to -50, I think. And the lightning resist can roll from 500 to 1,000. So the lightning resist penalty is what we got gypped on, but the thunder can roll from 200 to 180 or something like that to 230. So that's on a high roll. So we do want to make this better. If we transmute the Twilight gem, the -13 to lightning skill damage has now become 12. So the Twilight gem gets rid of the skill damage penalty. That's a 3. I think it's a bit random too. So that there's +1, and you can keep stacking them to get bonuses. I think it maxes out at 50 or something. Can't remember. And these Crimson gems will get rid of your resistance penalty. So it's 992, so it's 990, 998. These are all by 990, 983, so I got 5 there. The more you farm, the more you can get rid of the penalty. Or you can use items such as the stiletto I mentioned and help mitigate that. So let's go and get more crimsons. The crimsons can be taken out by like 2 at a time as well. And this one's gonna need 3 of each. So let's do this first. These are obviously hard to come by, so it's quite a bit of farming later on. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Like sometimes it has so much content that I get overwhelmed a little bit. 1, 2, 3. So that can help us. Still at negative 100 because there's nowhere close, but if we had the 500% version of it, then it would be much useful. And the reason why I mentioned you want to keep farming Pokemons and figures even after you got what you need for the 1,000, you can go to take a 1,000 stacked Pokédex. I forget the recipe here. How do you get the... Oh. Legend. Ah, so you need... You make essence. Where is the essence? Oh, here it is. Yeah, one of each. So 1 Twilight Gem, 1 Crimson Gem, and 1,000 stacked Pokédex. Transmute gives you an essence of Pokemon. That's a spelling error there. I'm gonna note that down. Okay, and same thing with the figure box. I'm putting these because you can only have one at a time. 1 of each gives you an essence of figures. And this is character specific. So if you have 1 in your inventory and you start making more, you lose everything. So just be mindful of those kind of little stuff. So it kind of works as, you know, a nihilist. You can only hold on to 1 any charm at a time, right? And so with these essences, what you can do is start turning items into legendary items. So that's why this glove looks like something from a Marvel movie that you might recognize, the Infinity Gauntlet, because it has been transmuted into a legendary item. So as you can see at the top there, it's an Infinity, but it's a legend item. So how that works is you take an item that can be turned into a rune word. So let's make this one into
후 자른 31번. 이스트론 말룬. 후 자른 31번. 와 베르론 자른 31번. 베르론 30번.
We want 4 sockets. So this is the bale set I mentioned that can be turned into a rune word. Same thing. You can socket it with the teleport scrolls, town scrolls. 4 sockets.
와 베르론 30번.
Let's not mess this up here. Infinity, Bear Mal, Bear Ist. Yep, that was right. Bear Mal, Bear Ist. Oh, it rolled nicely. I know that. That was a fluke roll. 54, which is decent. 1 off the max. So now that we've created this, to make it into a legend item, you need to have it maxed fully. So right now the enchant count is 15, which is the max one. And this has been re-rolled because you can refresh the enchant. Again, just endless stuff, right? So this has been enhanced 30 times basically. So that's why all these options are pretty OP. So you take that, and for legend items, you want to look at specifically the type of legend that you're looking for. So with gloves, I think you've only got the infinity. Let's check. So it's specific to the type. So you need a bow and whatever materials. Where's gloves? Gloves, etc. Where's gloves? Maybe it's not translated. Maybe he's missing. Mention that one. Legendary missing translations. Okay. Oh well. Let's look at what we can do here. So we got helmet, large gold box. So we'll farm a bit for the large gold box maybe. Oh no, we'll make a glory of Tyrael. No, we need Tyrael wings. I wanted to show you the process of making it into a legendary, but basically you need the Pokemon essence. So these two, Pokemon essence and the figure essence. You need 5 Twilight gems and 5 Crimson gems, and the standard of heroes that drops from your normal torch runs. Torch run is, you still have to farm the keys, but it's a little bit better because you only need 1 of each.
파괴의 열쇠, 공포의
So we got the
열쇠.
terror, hate, and destruction. Still act 5. And you need 1 of each. Transmute,
Afternoon.
and you can go to Tristram right
Not
away.
here.
Like, if you can go and start farming the Professor Oaks, you're pretty much good to go. Start killing these guys without any problems. So, 1, 2.
My brothers will not have.
The standard of heroes here. And start turning the items into legendary items. So these items that you see here are the legendary items I'm mentioning. If I change a claw into a legendary item, it'll turn into one of these. You only need 245, so let's do this. We don't need a summoner. We'll level up a bit with these potions. We'll level up, okay, perfect. So, this is the new rune words in his mod. Obviously, again, pulled it from cheat characters. So this one is basically, if you look at it, is plus or minus to all skills. And you can't remove the runes in this one. So you need fairly high runes. You need to find all of them. And if you roll it, you have a chance to roll up to +5 skills, up to 500 flat damage, so that's basically grief, and then up to -50 enemy all resistance, but that can be +50 to enemy all resistance or -500 enhanced damage. So this one, true to Elon Musk, a little tribute to Dogecoin. It can be anything, but this is kind of the ultimate weapon in terms of stats. And this one that I mentioned, the assassin weapon that has 100 chance for the finishing moves not to consume, so you don't need 2 mosaics anymore, you just need this, a nice roll, chance to cast low resist, and all sorts of things that's good. So the cheat one here, this is the 100% chance not to consume finishing move charges. Use one of that. And then the perfect Elon Musk rune word. This one has 12 to all skills because if you look at the runes that are used here, it's got this little symbol. You can stack runes in this mod. So let's do jaw.
후 잘은 31번. 후 잘은
So if you put like
후 잘은
any number of runes
31번.
works. I got 4 here, transmute them all together, and it becomes quantity 4 of 50. So if you collect, let's say 50 of tier runes become 3 tier runes become Neph rune. That's why I got the Neph rune here. So that's something to be mindful when you're stacking. Let's do 2 Eld runes, you get 2. Same thing with everything. And if you do individually, it turns into 1 and 1. If you just stack them, keeps on stacking. To get it out, you just transmute it by itself, and you get the runes that you want. So if you stack 50, up to 33, so Zod runes, I think you gotta collect 50. Let me see. Yeah.
33번.
Anything higher is gonna be like a king rune, for example. I think you only need to stack 10 of these, and you get an ultra rune, like the runes with these little symbols on it. They effectively, like 1.5 or doubles the effectiveness of that rune. So then the options that you get is also going to be increased. So, for example, this one that says slows target by 10%. If you stack 10 of them and make it into an ultra rune, then it's gonna slow target by like 15% or 20%. He's tweaked the numbers to make it not completely game breaking. So this one, for example, is going to become 50% better chance of getting magic items. So making rune words with them have higher yields as well.
이스트론.
That's why this one is ridiculous. So with this, it also gives you -5 to enemy physical resistance. So imagine now, I can probably go...
Not here.
Actually, no. I'm still gonna
I
need
can't use this yet.
the damage reduction, otherwise I'm probably gonna die real quick. This one was made with an ultra rune as well, so if you look at this one versus this infinity, -55 to enemy lightning resistance. This one's gonna be -80. Same crushing blow has doubled. What else? Faster run walk, that kind of stuff. Chance to cast chain lightning has increased by half. So the ultra rune words are ultimately the ultimate items as well, so there's always higher tiers to farm. Show you unique charms. So this one has no options. You might drop a few of these on terror zones with no options. It says to keep and combine with one identify scroll. Sorry, ultimate. Okay. So if you combine it, it disappeared because I already have one here with the assassins. So that's a necromancer, so that'll work.
Nuclear launch detected. Nuclear launch detected.
So transmuting it, you get this one gives you magic mastery, specter power aura. I don't know what he's translated that into. But 96 minus 96 to enemy physical resistance, so this one's gonna be pretty good for minion necros because they all do minion damage. I think there's an option that allows your skeleton archers. So there's a new summon with the skeleton archers. They shoot multi-shot arrows. So
Nuclear launch detected.
Horizons and this book of skill and stat is something that's dropped by the Summit Guardians. So those huge ass ones that I couldn't kill. These are kind of like almost like dropping jaw runes in vanilla as you kill them, because only those three can drop it. But if you use that, so I have 19 skills right now. Using it, I now have 20 skills. So you can effectively, if you farm those guys crazy and you're lucky enough to drop 10, then you'll get 10 more skill points. So it's essentially, in theory, it's unlimited skill points, but obviously you're not going to be dropping them that crazy. These random high room boxes, you'll get fragments that you can stack and turn them into. I'm sure you've seen a theme here. It's a lot of farming. If you get these, if you transmute 1, you get any rune between 1 and 33. If you transmute 2 quantity, which is a lot more farming, but that's what he wants. And the high runes do have high use, so it kind of makes sense. So I'm gonna stack them to 2. So it'll give us any runes between 1 and 40. And if you collect like 10 of these boxes and transmute them, then you'll get between 1 and 40 ultra rune. That's what that U is. That's how you can make ultra rune words as well. So let's give this a go. Maybe we'll get between 1 and 40. We got 15. So after all that work, you will be ending up with 40. So.
Hello.
And that's the name Diablo, though. And there may be one more thing that I want to show you before we move on. Oh yes, so I've already created some rune words, like all the ones I mentioned is pretty good. Like Spirit Forge here, for example. Gives us life, and because the item itself, the unique item itself, already has 2 sockets, when you make it into a charm, it has 2 sockets. So then you can use this to put your facets into it if you'd like. There we go. Your level requirement goes up, so be mindful of that. But now I got -5 to lightning resistance with +5 to lightning skills. As evidently you can see here. I got 180 to enemy lightning resistance with these crazy souped up items that I have on right now. So now I'll probably be blasting through all those things. So let's hold on to that because I'm going to be using this in a bit. So let's get one more. And a bit more higher level here. $240? Almost. So what am I at? 249. I can use this very shortly. 275. So I know I jumped ahead and got all these items, but as I'm farming, you'll be doing something like this. Pick up a decent item that you want to invest a little bit in. This one's obviously super good, but something like this, or Jordan with the +1 skills. The window and the character screen. Like this info? Doesn't show up for you? Not sure why that would be. Are you using the D4 version or just the normal V1 version? If you have, actually, one of the issues with those things, if you have this one, large font mod enabled, sometimes it messes with the design and things don't show up where it needs to be. So make sure you have that off. Weird. Not sure. D4 version should have the info. Maybe that's why? No, chat font shouldn't matter though.
Nuclear launch detected.
Strange. Before I forget, this is what I wanted to mention. As you're enhancing, just be mindful because the level requirements go up with more options. So now I can't use this one, but ultimately you do want to keep enhancing your items to progress. Trying to think of why that would be. Not sure. I'll look into it and then I'll you know what? I'm going you the mod. Let me put you on a break. I'll go get the D4 version and then I'll see if I have the same issue. Be right back.
You don't think you ever need the coverage until, boom, space junk falls from the sky. And then you realize you do. Thankfully, I'm with
Okay, thanks for waiting. I think this is the D4 version. Let's check. Make sure it's been implemented properly. Yeah. So you're saying can't open this one. Seems to work on the skin, so it's not an issue with the design then. So maybe it is the small chat. Let's see if any options are different between you and I. I got the chat font size to medium. Yeah, none of this should matter. So maybe it is the chat font size issue, although I don't know why it would be. The only thing I can suggest is play around with the options until, like, the skin itself seems to be fine. So go back to the PoE version. Yeah, sorry I don't have an answer for you, but at least it's working on the design at least.
Not here.
Salutations.
So now with the Thunder Charm, let's see if I can get to... Okay, perfect, good. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, and 2. Alright, let's go see if I can kill the summit now. These guys, especially on player 1, is going to be a joke. Picking up all the rings because there's another new ring that I can show you if I see those. So what did you start to, or sorry, what did you decide to start off as? Oh my. That's a good choice. Are you starting off with drop mod? Might as well just play around and see how that works. So I got killed instantly because I'm at minus 100%, and the Act 3 mercenary in that second floor there uses lightning. So I guess I gotta take the time to lower the penalty on this.
Good day.
Hello.
Was the Crimson Gem. No money again. Let's sell this. This will probably be the last stream for the little bit, at least playing on drop mod, and I'll probably go back to playing basic mod or something, just for my fun play, and then start working on editing videos to introduce people into the mod and stuff. So I'll still be coming by for sure, So I appreciate you coming every day right now and watching me. That really means a lot to me, man. But I'll be trying to work on some editing videos and stuff, so stay tuned for any more info. And if you have any questions or anything, just put a comment on any one of my videos on YouTube or something like that, and I can always get to you. We want to show you the 7th floor of the secret lab, and it's called Professor Oak's secret lab because if you really pay attention to the characters that he's worked on in the mod, it has a bit of a storyline. So Diablo that walks away from the town in Act 3, for example, you'll see he's in a white robe, which is supposedly the Professor Oak. So the storyline is he's the big mastermind behind everything. Like Bale, when he turns, he's also in a white robe. So Bale is now Professor Oak, that kind of thing. One good thing about this is you'll definitely not run out of things to do with this mod. Okay, can you do 10 at a time? No. It looks like the cow level
Not in
is
town.
terrorized. So let's go show you some of the things that drop in cow level. There's 8. 1, 2, 3. So in the terrorized zones, those 19, like the figure boxes, monster balls, they'll drop at a higher rate. They can start farming them here. The random boxes for the upgrades drop very easily in the terrorized zones as well. So before you get to the specs where you can start farming the Professor Oaks, terrorized zones are what you want to run. I'm hoping we'll drop a ultimate facet here at some point to show you how it drops. Imagine if we had a loot filter on D2R. That would be ideal. Oh, you know what? Yes, and in the meantime, I'm going to show you. Crafting jewels as well. Next room, but whatever. Don't really need it right now. Even without the loot filter, I mean, if you're at a stage where you're super spec and you're looking for something specific, you can always just turn it off and look for these things that drop. So there's a Pokeball there, there's figures, there's something here, the Great Charm. And trying to listen to sounds as well. speaking of sounds, the audio levels. So this is kind of the settings that he recommends so that you can hear those drop sounds and whatnot a little easier. And this is what I mean. In the Korean version, like it's all written here to help you start off even with the settings like that. But about 50, 75 for items, so you'll hear the drop sounds of the items and then lower the monsters. But play around with what you're comfortable with, obviously, and what works for you. But this way, you can hear these drop sounds. And so that audio sound is a 19 box number that just dropped. There's an is rune. You can hear the is rune sounds. Where's the 19 box? Here it is. So it's hidden by the course, but if I drop it again, you'll see the 19. And any ultimate facets are not gonna have the nuclear launch detected sound with the star, so you don't miss those. Oh yeah, so with these ultimate, remember how I mentioned we're playing Mosaic right now, which is pretty a broken build to start off with. But these buff up your character. So Druid has increasing the number of brutes that you can summon, among some other ones. For example, Assassin, it increases the number of projectiles, and you have an elemental, hold elemental pet. So if I was playing a Trapsin, for example, and I got that mod, I can start summoning these little elementals, and they'll go and shoot little ice bolts that synergize with your items. So under traps, you have the fire elementals and the lightning elementals as well. So those are what's going to give you more. They die pretty easily, so you're going to have to start keeping them alive with battle orders and stuff and keep re-summoning them, but that's pretty cool. And the projectiles for the other buff, the shurikens, when I don't have ultimate facet, this is how this item works. Just shoots in a straight line. But if I have the ultimate facet,
Nuclear launch detected.
now it shoots 5 streams of shurikens, and all of them individually will deal damage. So your damage output effectively increases by 5. So on players 8, if I go to Hell Bale, and remember those Bale minions that we were struggling with. I mean, with this spec, I think normal attacks would kill him, but shurikens will just mull through enemies like this. So even without my primary skill that I'm geared towards, if I go. These pierce as well, so that's why I was collecting the Harskin boot. These mobs that reanimate, this is what I mentioned that you should be kind of skipping because they can get annoying. The 5% chance to reanimate, the second last option there. I'm on players 8, and with this ultimate facet, I'm basically just crushing them, and they'll drop the conviction gems for you to start stacking into the anti-charms. So this would be how you are effectively building up your character initially. Imperial drops cold, but even on players 8, not all the time. On average, you'll probably get 2 or 3 of these within a run. The Fisto drops lightning, stop teleporting. Didn't drop anything. There's a lot of niche functions, like you can get Diablo sets by killing the Diablo in the hidden boss room that we went to. Like the hidden boss room with this the +1 potion. And the Diablo set lets you turn into Diablo and use his lightning breath and all that stuff. Same thing with Bale. You can turn into Bale and start... Sorry, not turn into Bale, but you can start using his skills with the Bale set. So the blue little streams, like the Nova there, this one, and the blue thing that decreases all your thing, you can start using it. So here he dropped another experience potion. Let's go get our level up. And save that. Save that. Just write this down so that I can change it. Oops. Okay. Let's see, what's a quick act boss that we can farm? Let's go to Dario. With Druid, I think I mentioned I would suggest trying out the Molten Boulder. It does physical damage as well as the fire damage, and the physical damage applies your on-hit effects. So if you get the figure box, it starts off with area attack, then your Molten Boulders, it already does area attack, but it'll get that effect.
Good to see.
Hopefully she drops another Awesome portal, that's what I'm looking for. Then again. Okay. Diablo farming. Typical. Jeez. Usually she'll drop like 3 of them, but
Not here.
Boston room portals are character specific, so I can prepare them in advance. There we go. Now she drops 3, like I said. Let's pick up those other 2 because we can use them. All right. What? Let's see if I can find. Legendary gold box or a large gold box? Alright, let's go for 1. Let's see if I can make it to the summit without dying. We're still at minus 100, but I'm gonna try and skip them. 1, 2, 3.
포켓몬.
That sound is a random. Should be bigger box, but it's black. Hard to see, but that sound is very hard to miss. Find it, and it can give you anything. So that's gonna be a +1, but it can give you the 19 figures, which is a +5. And there's Overwatch tokens that turns into Overwatch figures, and those are gonna be +10. We're trying to skip these guys as the best we can. Tough because you gotta have your mouse lined up like perfectly. Oh no! Alright, one more try because I do want to get to the summit. Oh, I'm so stupid. I can just keep this in the cube until I get to the summit.
Not here.
There's an easy way. All right, should be fine now. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
와, 27만.
Got an Omrum. So that's the Overwatch token I mentioned. You need 5 of these. Transmute it, and it turns into a figure. The small charm Veil Heart. Nope, something I already have. if you ever do play Assassin, in this mod, the stacks stay up to 45 seconds, so you don't have to be as rushed as you would do in vanilla. Amulet. Rainbow amulet. So this one is a new amulet in this mod. Gives you I think it gives you 3 class skills. So this is for Amazon. Max damage based on character level, which is great. Might be better than Mara's at this point. Sunders their immunity and minus to physical resistance. And now it says drain life. So just by having this on, my health is gonna deplete slowly. And it has a roll, so if you get a high roll, your health is dropping like crazy, so you can't really use it. So you want a low roll of the drain life option and a high roll of everything else. Rock skin. This has I think it's Arcane's Valor. It has an old version as well. There's the old version. So this is a great item to turn to invest in the early stages. 2 to all skills, fire res, and a whole crap of life. To be honest, I can use this even, right? So it raises your life significantly, so better survivability. By the time you get here and you start breaking these immunities and start dealing damage, like doing damage is one thing, but survivability is a key factor. Like over there, excuse me, fanaticism and might together will still kill me even if I'm overspec like this. Ooh, physical thunders. Oh, I'm gonna need that. Another Curio. Half mouse. Decent. These rings can roll like 200 and something teleport charges for your second character if you need. Notice the physical Thunder Charm lowers your maximum and minimum damage like crazy, and you take a lot more physical damage, percentage-wise. But for you to start farming like the Professor Oaks comfortably without any fear of dying, you basically need to be at physical damage reduced. Physical damage reduced by like 200 at least, ish. And like flat physical damage reduced. This one, damage reduced by 400. You want that to be like maybe 1200 to 1500. And then you'll get to the point where you're kind of farming without worrying too much about dying. Rings. See? Level 35 teleport with 161 charges. With 41 level requirement. So picking up these later for whatever character you want to raise next helps you significantly. D-Rune. Can I do anything with the D-Rune? There's only been 2 people who's ever hit level 300 max, and one guy did 2 characters, so essentially just 3 characters. And 2 of them were Amazon, and 1 of them were the Assassin. But since then, the creator also tweaked the experience, so it's become harder to do that. But Charm, that's support, Necro. And obviously feel free to experiment, that's the fun of Diablo, but I can tell you right now, something like the Tesla did, it's not as strong as you would think, even if you stack up like crazy amounts of dream, for example. The next path after this is Summit, which we already found. Where am I going? It's here, I think. Lightning immunity sundered. It says up here. Yeah, the Pally players. I used to be a Pally player, but with this mod, you gotta do like only a Hammerdin or. Well, you play Robotic, so the shield throw is also in here as well in a similar way. So only those 2 characters can really survive in here. So those are really fun. I want to try like different builds. It's a bit limited. Oh, Alibaba! If you turned this into a charm, then you can start farming gold like crazy. If you want to start gambling. Gambling at higher levels can yield you that +6 amulet, although it's never happened yet again, but theoretically it's possible. Okay. Summit. Are they broken? Nah, the immunity isn't broken still. Which means can't do any damage. Oh, I didn't have the Thunder Charms on. What am I doing? Okay. Alright, last try. Let me get to the 6th floor. have the Thunder Charms on, and then try killing them. And then I'll show you. Oh, I can go this way.
피규어.
Hydra Bow, isn't that Wind Force? Wind Force, the old one. The original Wind Force. Never picked this item up ever when I played initially Diablo, but obviously a lot of better options now. Yep, some of these. Yep, some of these. What view? Oh, and the terror zones change every 30 minutes. Oh boy. It might. All right. This one and this one. Draw this guy, and yeah, can damage him. See, as long as I can damage them, they die pretty quickly because I'm obviously overpowered. So, uh-oh, Might and Fanaticism. Hopefully I don't get hit. Didn't get hit. Good. Alright, so the summit guys didn't drop anything because I was on players 1 especially. But they're the ones who drop those good Crimson Jewels and all those stuff. And then on this floor, you can go here, and these guys have a higher immunity than even the summit bosses just now. So here's where you can farm. These guys drop all sorts of, and you can't really move except teleporting. So that's the next level. They drop a lot of the 19 boxes, a lot of materials. The Crimson and Twilight Gems, those guys drop a lot. And once you start conquering that, your next and right now the last level of farming will be here the I'll take these off because I won't be able to do damage to them anyway. So I'm talking about the new levels. So the summit guys had 452 elemental and 445. The 7th floor guys sorry, the Summit Guardians had 200. The 7th floor guys had the 445 and 452. That's why I couldn't break them. You need 3 or more Sunders. And the higher dungeons over here, they have even higher. So these guys have 465 and 500 elemental. So you really gotta get like a melee character to go here because they have such a high elemental immunity. The magic characters like sorcerers and all that stuff, these guys have a lower elemental but ridiculously high physical resistance. So basically no melee or like physical damage characters can survive here. And this one is specific to missile, so any sort of ranged, your Amazon, because they have specific, I don't want to spoil everything, but they have specific auras and specs that basically makes them immune to all sorts of other different types of to damage. So to get into these,
M는 스르르
I think
27번.
you need one of those and one of those. So any 2 boss stone portals, you open them. No, was that not it? Let's see here. What was it? Any boss from stone portals plus 2. So I got 2 each, like that. I think you changed the recipe recently, but it's something like this. You gotta have the boss room portals on here and open it up for you to get to it. But I've never gotten to that stage yet because I've always played basic and it's super hard to get into. So that is the next level. But the thing I did want to show is how to break. So how to get to the level of 300 Sunders. Obviously with the Sunder Charm, you've got something like 240 here. That's where the rare items come into useful as well. Or the Bale sets. At the very bottom you can see the more Bale sets I have on, the more immunity will be sundered. 2 each crimson? Is that what it said? I might have missed it. Any boss room portal plus 2 each crimson and twilight. Oh, you're right. Yes.
맹독 해제.
Nice
M는
catch.
27번.
Totally not reading.
29번. M는
Let's try opening and getting in here. 2 each and any boss room portal. Any boss room portal stone plus 2 each of crimson gem and twilight gem. No. One crim, one of the other stone. 2 boss. Two boss from stone and 1/1. You got this better than me.
Not here.
It's random too. So, as I mentioned, only kind of like specific characters can really survive in one. So the next one will be the Serpent Nest. So if I wanted the mana tomb, for example, for the elemental damage, I'm gonna have to open up another one. So instead of this, let's go somewhere with melee, see if we can do... No, we won't be able to do any damage, but... Let's put this one away. We'll just die instantly. Get our buffs up. So all these guys, these are going to be charged ins. These guys do a lot of damage too. And you can look at the resistance levels here. So 465, one hit. I'm basically down to those things. So as you spec up more, get those ultra rune words and stuff, like here is where you'll be farming. And these guys drop obviously better items and higher runes. Because the secret Professor Oak's lab, I think they only drop up to number 40 or 44 or something. So anything above, like in the 50s, like the raw rune here, only these guys will be dropping. So essentially, if I wanted to actually make the what the rune, I'm gonna need a saw rune. So for me to have gotten that, I would have had to be farming these guys at some point before I can get this super souped up level. Because as you saw with the summit boss, like I do enough damage, no problem. It's just a matter of sundering the sundering their immunities to the level I need. So in order to do that, these random rune boxes, after a certain while, you're going to start amassing a lot of them. There's one way to reuse them. If you mix and match any 10 of the ones that you don't need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and transmute, then it gives you 3 random ones in return. So I could have gotten runes or accessories. But with this rune and a magic jewel, let's go to rogue encampment. You want a gem of the color of the elemental that corresponds to what you want. I know that's all. It's a mouthful, basically meaning topaz is going to be your physical. Sapphire is the cold damage, poison damage, magic damage, fire damage, and the diamonds are your excuse me, the diamonds are your lightning damage. So if I wanted to break more lightning immunity, we need a perfect diamond. Where's my gem? We need a perfect diamond and anything between a Neph rune to a soul rune, I think. So we can try a jewel rune. And they all give you different option, like results, but not very different, so it doesn't really matter which one. So random rune box, magic jewel, corresponding gem of the source you want, and any sort of rune basically, and you craft a craft jewel. So it can roll up to 3 immunity sunder. So this one I got 2. This one, the jewel rune was chance to block, so it gave me 8% chance to block, which isn't bad. Faster run off, all those other ones are just kind of random, and it can roll like plus 1 to enemy lightning resistance. So if I wanted to sunder more, I can socket this into my unique charms. And any unique charms without sockets, you can just socket like this, Storm Spike. I mean, you can put in however many, it'll only give you 1, but there's 1 socket. So then now I can go and kind of repeat that process. So rune, this time let's try green, because green is your safety jewel. Most characters will need that safety jewel, so I'll show you what I mean. Here's my magic jewel, random kind of pal, and let's go get a emerald. Sorry, was it an emerald? Yes, it was an emerald. So I lied to you. I think Emerald doesn't give you poison. Because Emerald is safety. So these ones like this. This one breaks your... It reduces the physical damage by 3%. And it can mess with the physical resistance a little bit. So this one adds to the enemy physical resistance. So it's unfortunate, but for survivability, when you don't have all these like super good items, like or these like shaft stops. Yeah, shaft stop gives me a 30% physical damage reduction. The mesh armor. I can kind of add it to these sockets to give me those options. So now, because the amount of options has increased, that's why you start losing items if you don't clear out your inventories or cubes before you end, because there's a lot of data that builds up. What was it that gave you poison? Or maybe there is no poison. What? I'm gonna try a skull. I don't think I've ever done that yet. Skull and the rune. Magic. And whatever talisman. Okay, so it was the skull that gives you poison immunity. And this one rolled -1 to enemy poison resistance. So this would be perfect. It sunders 3, cuts the enemy poison resistance, and gets a whole bunch of good options. So this would be your ideal one. So that's how you can start buffing up your things. And that initial Sunder that we created, I don't know where we saw it, this one here, Lightning Immunity Sunder. So if I start building up more and more of these, now again, it adds to your level requirement, so just be mindful of that. Then at some point, I'm going to get to 300 Sunder with the Sunder Charm. And at that point, that's when you can go and start tackling the higher level dungeons and all that stuff. I think that's going to be pretty much it for this stream. And then I'm going to be trying to work on editing the videos and doing short streams every now and then, just for my own enjoyability. If you have any questions, let me know before I pop out. I think these are the characters, souped up characters that I downloaded off of other players. Let's see if there's anything else cool that I can show you. So that's the Baal heart that he's put 500 essences into. So if I transmute this, it'll give me a Baal set. The letters are the pet cards basically. So this one that we got, which one gave us the pet card? Okay, let me go here and I'll show you the pet card again.
Good day.
Similar to how the remodded can summon all the players, this one you can kind of summon any monsters. So if you start cubing the pet cards, like Nail Attack, for example, you create 100 of them, and that sound, like I said, is Cardcaptor Sakura. So there's a figure with Cardcaptor Sakura. If you transmute 100 stacked pet card with that figure, it gives you these kind of letters with all these options. So all the options that are the options that are added later is all fixed up, so it won't give you that. It'll basically give you one pet Halleck, for example. So then with that charm in your inventory, I can start summoning Halleck, and he'll follow you around. He doesn't do damage or anything, Metallic does concentration. He's given us concentration aura. So if I get rid of that, let's de-summon him. No concentration aura. Metallic. Concentration aura. Neolithak, for example, gives us conviction, level 25 conviction aura. So this can help break more immunities. You can have only one at the same time. That's why the other one died. So with this guy, I can go and break more immunities, which makes it easier and do more damage later. I think this character is level 300. Yeah. So let me show you sorcerer skills before I go. I do this teleport on F. Sorcerer skill, or ultimates. You rain down just like blizzard pellets everywhere. They do a crap ton of damage. So this guy does 140k-ish. The fire one is similar. So with enough skill points, you can just have both of them on and start doing teleports and just kill everything. And lightning, I died because I probably took away his Pokédex and stuff. And the lightning is Zeus's Wrath. So it's basically thunderstorm, but you're physically casting the thunderstorms. The mob that you hit is going to have 2 bolts hit it, and then all the bolts will hit everything around it. Let's see here. So 1 hit, 2 hit, and everything around it dies. And that's why this Sorcerer's ultimate passive adds to the Zeus's synergies, or the ultimate range increases. So, yeah. Have fun, play around with various characters that you'd like. Oh, we got another viewer. Welcome. I was just about to go, but if you have any questions for me, this is a new mod, Korean-based mod with a lot of new features. Heck, a lot of content. So I've been going through like a level 1 to bit of the end game playthrough for the last little while. Most of the tests have been on this drop mod, which is it drops a lot of items. So with a new viewer, I'll show you kind of the new dungeon that this mod has come up with. Going from normal to hell is basically the same, except it's a little bit more difficult because you get penalized a little bit more. But once you get to the end game content, there's a new dungeon here with mercenaries coming at you from all directions. These guys do a crazy amount of damage. Right now my specs are ridiculous, but as Kid Town saw, still I can die in a matter of a few moments. All these figures can drop that you can stack up to these little boxes, and it makes it into an item like this that gives you a crazy amount of stuff. But again, even with this, the game's not a breeze. You can start transforming your items into legendary items. This would be kind of like your dream perfect item, 12 to all skills. Realistically, it's not possible to get in actual gameplay if you're facing on like basic mod, for example, or not modified ones. These figure boxes can be stacked up with something like this as well. That gives you a little something to look at before you start adding them on. And if you recognize those actors, then I know what you're watching on your downtime. Nothing to be guilty about. And I wish that would drop as a rare, or sorry, a unique. There's new uniques, and recently he's created a whole bunch of new ones, and that one has my name on it, so like literally. I'm gonna say I don't know who you're talking about. Nah, I know, but I'm not sure. There's quite a lot of them that he's put in, so I don't remember all of them. I can't remember if Satomi is there. He changes them as he goes too. With new versions, there's always new actors in there. To be fair to everybody, there's male actors too every once in a while, so that kind of ruins your day if you find them instead of the one you're looking for. For the new viewer, I think I mentioned again, all these uniques are dropping crazy because the drop mod usually won't be like this much, but it's still much higher because all these guys have boss drop tables. Some of these can be new items like this, the rainbow amulet that I'm using. It's Amazon skills, but got stats that's really useful to me right now. He's created the original version of items and put it back into the game as well. Legendary items will show on like this, so I got fire and ice in both my hands. New item bases like this Bloody Knuckle. If you're a fan of soccer, he's got Son's uniform as an armor type as well. That's actually a great thing. And his soccer shoes as boots. Korean pride is real. Fifth floor. His name Paru, isn't it? Might be something different. I'm gonna ask him to look at all the figures and translate them properly. There's Pokeballs in this mod as well that you can start stacking into Pokedexes. Transmuting them gives me Mega Gyarados. Alright. Oh, they have a chance to drop these conviction gems as well, so not the best place to farm them, because you should have enough by now, by the time you get here, but these conviction charms, if you collect 50 of them, can be turned into like a higher jewel that gives you additional stats. That's for the super advanced. These thunder charms. 200, 260. Oh, and if you're doing Druid, get down, and for any new players, I think I mentioned the large charms have a chance to roll skills. So if you're doing Fire Druid, for example, and you roll Fire Mastery, then it's going to buff your damage quite a bit. The biggest things that people have noticed is if you find Poison Mastery and give it to a Poison Necro, he just wipes the field with everybody. Or if you give Lightning Mastery to a Javazon, you are now God. So those are items that you can look forward to, especially when you're rolling. Oh, there's the Bale Heart that I mentioned. So you start stacking Essence of Destruction into this to get those Bale items. In this mod, you can, for the new viewer, you can create rune words into charms as well. So that's what I've got. You can make unique items into charms. So I made a Rip Cracker into a charm for the Crushing Blow and attack speed. It's got 2 of them that already gave me 100% Crushing Blow, but since then I've gotten some godlike items and I kind of cheated, so I don't need those anymore. Kelpie Snare gives you life and slows target, which is great. So yeah, this is a pretty fun mod to start playing. If you're interested on learning how to play it, if you go to my YouTube channel, I'll type the handle in the chat for you. I put how to download and play the mod on the community tab, so you can take a look at it. Gotta go now, but I'll be back tomorrow, so hopefully we'll see you guys here tomorrow as well if we can, and then have some fun with the mod together. Unless you have any questions or comments for me before I go, I'm gonna let you guys go. The handle over there, Genie's Wishes with 2 J's. So Genie's Wishes. I think I've got what, like 1 subscriber with my personal account right now, so you won't be able to find it with the actual channel name. So if you type out that handle with the @ sign on YouTube, you should be able to find it there. So I'm looking to try and edit some videos and make like an introduction to new players, and maybe like an introduction to different types of characters as we go. Might take me a while. I'm not really great at editing, so but I'll start posting some videos over there as well, so you can rewatch and pick up anything that you can't remember or you think you may have missed. So again, hope you guys have a great night, and we'll see you next time.